Hi, and welcome to this stream, to this Pomodoro live session. Here we will, basically set our tasks, really concentrate for 25 minutes, and then have a 5-minute break. We will check in the break time, check how we're feeling, check where we got distracted, and we will repeat this for at least 3 times. But there will always be time to just chat, to check in, to maybe just figure out how can we do things differently. And I really figured I like this technique a lot. Because I always get my stuff done, but I struggle always a little bit to really do it in a timely fashion, do it in a concentrated fashion, really using my time efficiently. That often leads to that stuff takes way longer, and then I push it to later, maybe do it at night, do it in the evening, or feel just in general stressed. And there's no need for that. There is nobody really forcing you to do anything. We can do so much if we relax, if we approach this in a different way. And I think this technique can be that. I hope you had like a good start in the week so far. Today is already Tuesday. We're going fast here. Right now I'm hot. It's really hot here right now. I don't know, wherever you're listening from. Maybe let me know where you're listening from. Let me know if it's also already kind of hot and humid where you're from. But nevertheless, we will do the best we can. This time, actually, I have some water here and I have a coffee. I wanted to do an iced coffee, but turns out I have no ice right now. So hot coffee it is. Well, better than nothing. Canilla, my cat, just jumped up the desk, sits next to us here. If you want, I can show you her later if you want to. If you're interested to see my tiny cuddly companion that sits through this with me. And I would say we can share what we want to work on in these sessions and writing that down. That helps clearing our head before we start. Otherwise we start this session without really knowing what we want to get out of it. Maybe there's something you kind of put off, like something you have to get done maybe this week, and you think like, I have some time left, I can do it later in the week. Well, Friday is a holiday. I think in most of the world at least, and maybe you don't have to work there. So don't punish yourself by pushing this later into the week. Try to do it now. Try to really figure out, okay, what do I want to get done? What do I want to do? And what do I want? How could my week be better if I do this now? I have to really plan like a strategy for a customer, and that starts some point next week. But I want to do that now. I will probably not finish, but I want to start. I want to get a big chunk done. Otherwise, it's in the back of my head for the whole 3-day weekend. And then I'm not really enjoying my time on the weekend. Then I have time off and I don't really enjoy it. And I don't want that. Nobody wants that. So something like that, I think it's a good way to focus on. Let me have a sip of my hot coffee. And I also wanted to just give you a small update from the channel, from me right now. I want to go more down the raw route. I still struggle with that, not gonna lie. Like, even in my last video that I made, I struggled a lot because, like, even though I made it in bullet points, I wrote everything in bullet points what I wanted to say, I started to look into the bullet points and try to rehearse. Okay, I kind of wanted to say it like this, and it still came out not really as me and not really as myself. It came out more as a persona. And the same thing happening right now in this live stream. A little bit less because it's very loose what I want to say. I really just written some words, but it's still, I still struggle with that. And I'm telling you that because I want to show you that it's normal. It's normal to be in the middle of everything, you know, like you want to accomplish something. Like you start here at this point. And let's take me for an example. As somebody that is really insecure about who he is and how he presents himself, and you want to end up here. And this is the point where you want to be really comfortable in who you are, really comfortable in speaking what your interests are, not really caring what everybody thinks, except really the close people around you. But you don't magically appear at this point. There's like a lot that goes into the middle, into this messy middle where you're not quite here, you're not quite at the beginning, but you're also not here at the end point. You're kind of like in an in-between. And that feels weird. You know, like, I don't know, anybody that ever wanted to grow out their hair or their beard probably knows about that, you know, like, because like, oh yeah, look, you straight from the barber, your hair looks great. And then you decide, okay, I want my hair longer. You will end up in like a weird middle point where you look like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. You know, it's like a weird length. It's not really long, but it's also not your shorter hairstyle you had before. It's kind of like a weird, messy middle. And we have to go through that. And that is also me right now, not really being able to articulate what I want to say, staying true to myself and really presenting myself as who I am. But also, I'm thank God, also not the super stuttery, super shaky, super sweaty person anymore. And this is an awkward phase. And I just want to show you two things. First of all, that it's normal to have like this, to normal to have this feeling, to normal to feel weird in this phase. It's normal to feel that you didn't make any progress. And I want to show you as an example, well, you're not alone. We're going through this together. And second of all, I want to give you guidance in how to do it. Not from a perspective somebody that knows everything and, you know, like can tell you exactly how to do it and with like 100% guarantee. No, I can't do that. But I can do that from a perspective of somebody that is just 2 steps ahead. I'm just a little bit further down that road. And through techniques like this Pomodoro technique right now, or speaking freely, you can get a little bit closer to what you want to become. And with that, I think it's a good point to jump into the Pomodoro, into our first session. I will let you know what I want to work on right now. I need to really gather ideas. I will do it in a way that I just dump my brain onto a page. Everything that comes to my mind, I will just write it out. Doesn't have to make sense. I just will puke it to the page. And then the second block, I will refine and dig in, okay, which ideas actually make sense for the client, which makes sense for everything, and I will refine it. So that is my task for the first block. Everybody gather what they want to do. Everybody's clear about what they want to do. I will mute the mic during the session. If you have any questions, if you want to say anything, just write it in the chat. No problem. I will answer there. I will always have an eye on the chat. I will bump up the music a little bit, not too much, to have a nice background sound. And here's the timer. With that, I would say, let's start the first session, the first block. See you in 25 minutes. Welcome back. Welcome back. We just smashed and finished our first 25-minute stream. Or not stream, I'm streaming. We finished our first 25-minute block. How are you feeling? On a scale of 1 to 10, how concentrated were you? How could you handle that feeling, or that concentration? I think I would say I had a 5. Like, I started relatively strong and then I got distracted. I started researching, which still technically I still have to do that for my job. I still have to research and find out how to best do what I have to do. I have to figure out how to best tackle my task that I have for my client. But it's not what I was out there to do during that session, you know? So now I still wrote down some stuff. I still kind of put it into one place and I will sift through it, but I still have to figure out a little bit more ideas. So I don't know, how was that for you? Let me check something real quick. I'm so sorry. Because now we're also here in the pause. We're here in the middle of our first break. And that is not just there to scroll on your phone. It's there to actively reset yourself. And if you can, maybe look out the window. You know, my window, like I'm here, my window's there. So to let the eyes focus on something really in the distance, you know, because we all either on our phones, on our slightly bigger screen, or at our TV at the big screen, to give our eyes some rest. Let's gaze out the window for a moment. And how does that feel? How was that? I didn't do that. I just had like a small technical problem here. I just got like some weird messages on the computer showing that there was, I don't know, like a connection was lost or something. I hope everything is still live, everything is still working. It looks good on my end. I hope it works. Got a little bit distracted there, I'm sorry. But how do you like that? How do you like this segment of really working on, really trying to concentrate for 25 minutes and then really have no distraction? If you feel like, okay, you tried your best, but you got distracted because you got messages from your phone, so maybe put your phone away. It does not have to be in a different room. Just put it away far enough so you can't reach it with your, like you have to physically move through the room to grab it. That way, the hurdle of reaching for it is higher, because we all have that, where we grab our phones out of habit. That happens so often. Like yesterday, I had to like a software update for my phone, and I was eating, and I realized the urge of just grabbing my phone while eating was huge. Like every couple seconds, every couple minutes, I had this moment of like, oh, let me, I don't have my phone right now. It's really literally restarting and doing all this stuff because it has to be updated. And we, I think, fry our brain a little bit too much with grabbing your phone for everything. That can happen with a lot of stuff too. And if you're watching this right now on your phone, you obviously can't put your phone away. But try to really, while you're reaching your phone or while you're grabbing your phone, try to really dig deep and think like, okay, why? What I'm trying to do? Do I really want to rest? Is this resting? Is this really resting me? Or is this out of habit? And that way you get a clearer picture of why are you doing certain things. And I think in the next break, we will do a small stretching session, a little bit of regaining our posture, because we're sitting at that point then for almost an hour, staring at our phone, at our display, whatever, working, being concentrated. We need then a small reset. Now, for the second session, for the second block, what is your goal? What are you working on? Visualize that, write it down. For mine is continue putting my creative thoughts, everything that comes to mind, to the page, and then sifting through it to get better ideas, to concentrate the ideas that are there, distill them into an actual list of like 5 to 10 real ideas that I can expand on. Maybe I will get distracted again, but it will help that we have this 25 minutes. So, as always, I will not completely mute my phone, my mic this time. I will just bump up the music a little bit. So you will maybe hear me clicking, clacking on the keyboard. And maybe that's a little bit more interactive that way. I will not talk much. I will, maybe if somebody new, I will quickly greet them. And but I will not interrupt your work session. So with further ado, let's start this session. Here we go. See you in 25 minutes. Welcome back. Let me welcome you back to this second break. How are you feeling? How are you doing? I managed to concentrate better this time. I actually really went into more ideas. I kind of stopped with the ideas right now because I think I have enough and I needed to reset my brain and to lean more into the research and kind of like more researching my role, more researching what am I responsible for, and like not what I'm responsible for, but how can I reach that? How was that for you? How could you concentrate? How could you lean into what you wanted to do? Did you turn also into a different topic? Or could you really stay close to what you set out to do? Let me know. Write it in the chat, or if you watch that later, write it in the comments. Also, how does this help you? How could you, is that something you can work with? Would you like to have a little bit more engagement during these sessions, or better keep them as raw and tight focused as they are right now? Let me know. Let us do like a small stretch session. Let us reset, because we are slouching over, leaning forwards, strain on the back, strain on the neck. We're on our phones, we're sitting on our desks a long time always. So let's counter that a little bit. Let's really push your shoulders back. Really counter that stretch. Put your arms up as high as they can go. And leave them there for 2 more seconds. And lower them and exhale. 5 seconds. Roll your neck a little from one side to the next. If it cracks, if it makes sounds, it's totally normal. It shouldn't hurt. If it really hurts, then stop. Don't do it. Don't push it. Maybe close your eyes to really reset also your concentration in your eyes and to relax more. How does that feel? A little bit more relaxed? Are your shoulders a little bit more open? Or, like often we get tight subconsciously. We push our shoulders up to the neck and we leave like this. And then in the end of the day, our neck hurts, our shoulders hurt, or I'm clenching my teeth without noticing it. And sometimes I have to really come back to my senses, like, oh, what am I doing? And then relax and really relax the jaw, relax the shoulders. There's nobody pushing you right now. This is a break for yourself, a break for this session, and a break to recover and to gain back some energy, gain back some autonomy about your day. Not everything is always like high power, high energy. It doesn't have to be, and most of the things are not like that. Like we create often this artificial, like high, like we have to do this now. And for whatever reason, could be a million different reasons why we're acting like that. But oftentimes it's not that serious. Oftentimes, it doesn't matter if it gets done right now or in 5 minutes. You know, we have the time to sometimes just reset ourselves, relax, work on something with a little bit more determination and real focus instead of just being fast. Quick thing before we start again. What I just said, that perfect example for that is in hospitality. Sometimes, especially when you're new to it and there's like a stressful situation and a lot of customers comes at once, where you just start moving fast and trying to get everybody their drink as fast as humanly possible. And that's okay. But the thing is, you are not actually faster. You're perceived faster maybe, but you are making mistakes. You are knocking a drink over and then you have to redo it. And while you're doing it, you're so stressed and it's such a strain on your heart, on your condition, on your health. That's not the way to go. Learn what you can do. Think of what is the next step. Do it with actual concentration. Like, okay, the next step is, for example, grinding coffee. And while that grinds, okay, what else can I do? Okay, maybe I can quickly wipe this. Do it with controlled movement. And the same is true for creative work, for desk work, for everything. Do it controlled, not just hectic. And the control thing we're doing right now here is these blocks. So the next controlled block, the last one for this stream, is the next 25-minute block. Think of what you want to get done. Write it in chat if you want to. Otherwise, just leave it to yourself. That's also fine. I will wrap up my ideas that I confine from my brain dump that I put on the page, and then continue researching for my client. And I will keep the mic live. I will not really talk. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. I will always have an eye on the chat and I will answer there. I will bump up the music. See you in 25 minutes. And I'm sure you can really, really concentrate and you will get stuff done. I'm sure of it. So see you in 25 minutes. quick. So we here together, kind of as a body doubling, get shit done stream. To not have to work on whatever you're working on alone, to keep yourself accountable. Think of it, think of it as sitting in a coffee shop. First of all, hi and welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Think of it sitting in a coffee shop where you want to get some work done or study something, like work that you can do on your own, but where you normally get a little bit distracted or, like start being on your phone, stuff like that. That is kind of this stream to really work on something, let me pause the timer real quick because we're here together. So we can work on something we want to get done. And because we're kind of doing it together, we're feeling more inclined to keep at it, not to get up in the middle and start looking at your phone or stop or abandoning what you're about to do. And that is the kind of goal in this stream. Where are you watching from, if I can ask that? Where you're from, and is that something you're interested in? Is that something you find interesting or helpful? I know it's definitely helpful for me. You have to leave, or see you next time. Let us continue. But happy to help, happy to be there. Let us continue with the work. But I'm always happy to be there, happy to contribute, happy to answer questions if you have them. And right now, like we were here, just us, so I can happily answer them over the mic, over live stream, really getting into there. But let's continue and see you in 20 minutes. Welcome back. How are you feeling? We've done it. We've completed 3 very focused, very transparent, very good sessions, I believe. I did, at least. I got distracted here and there, but in the end, I was feeling accountable. I was feeling, okay, I kind of want to get back into what I'm doing, get back into focus. And that is exactly what this is for. Sorry, the light changed a little bit. It's now coming directly into the window here, getting really hot. But we don't get distracted by that right now. I still have a little bit coffee. Let's take a sip together. Set back, lean back, and pat ourselves on the shoulder for finishing what we set out to do. Because we've done something, we created something, and we've sit it through, like we didn't give up in the middle, we didn't give up when it got hard or when we find a blockage. That happens, like even when you're the most dedicated and you're super concentrated and you want to get on with what you're doing, it happens that you find yourself kind of like a creative block, or like you can't just, your mind starts drifting. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up over that, okay? That is totally normal. That is totally okay. And that's healthy. That's a healthy thing to do. If that happens, close your eyes for a moment. Don't reach for your phone. Close your eyes. Roll your shoulders. And take some deep breath. Like in and out. Do that 3-4 times. And then continue what you're doing. And you will see, you will not immediately snap back into it and have the best idea. And like it's not a wonder pill, or like it's not suddenly that you're superhuman. But it grounds you, it snaps you back, and it disrupts the circle of reaching for your phone, of, I don't know, standing up and doing something completely different. In my case, eating something, snacking something, like make sure you have some water, you have a coffee, you have a tea, you have something, like if you have this urge and it's really strong, grab your cup and take a sip. And over time, you replaced the urge, at least during these sessions. You displaced this urge of grabbing your phone, of standing up, of abandoning what you're doing with taking a sip of coffee. It will not happen for the rest of whatever you're doing, for the rest of your day, but at least for this session, that can help, and that helps. So, right now, this is the end of this live stream. Tell me how that was for you. Leave a comment. Let me know. Let's talk about this. Let's really check in, see how that works for you. And if I should change something, if if you have an idea how to do this better, if you have an idea how to maybe, I don't know, like what we can work on together, maybe, not like that I work on something and you work on something. Maybe you have an idea we could do something together. Leave it in the comments. Until then, These live streams happen every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central. So whenever you have time, whenever you feel like you want to get something done, this is your place to be. Have a wonderful rest of your day. So happy you've joined me here today. Enjoy your week and see you at the very latest next Tuesday. Take care and see you then.